Bike India viewers. Welcome to another episode of Pit Stop. Joining us on today's edition of Pit Stop is a man who specializes in going around oval racetracks with zero traction and winning most of them. From all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, say hello to Mr. Johnny Lewis, pro-American flat track racer, professional flat track coach, and he now works in collaboration with Royal Enfield as part of their slide school program, and he races for their racing team. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, how are you?
All good, all good. How's the situation in America? How's your family?
It's good. It's not, certain areas of the country, because our country is, obviously big as well. Certain areas are locked down, really tight. For me, I'm able to travel around and get to places and go places I need to get stuff. But, basically, I'm just kind of staying locked in at home and just riding my motorcycle.
Well, you're lucky because you have a track in your backyard, so you can keep riding motorcycles all day.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's kind of the benefit of living on land and, building tracks.
Yeah, I mean, most of us, we haven't been able to ride for like 2 weeks now.
I bet you're going stir crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so I've already told the audience about you, what you do, that you're a professional racer and a professional coach. Would you take them through your syllabus, what your normal coaching would look like? A brief idea.
Yeah, basically, I get everybody to sit on a motorcycle correctly first, get proper body position, and then we kind of start breaking down lines, and then we start applying, like, as we go faster, what we do in situations. So basically, I teach everybody to ride a motorcycle correctly, and then how to react when, situations come up. As you get going faster, how things change. So there's a progression there. So that's basically how the program's run. It's pretty organic and kind of, as I see people progressing, we then start adding more into their program.
Okay, that sounds nice. That's a very nice program to deal with as well for the students, I suppose.
Yeah.
A lot of our readers are very curious to know how you are associated with Royal Enfield. So could you shed some light on that, please?
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I got reached out to by Royal Enfield back in, August. They kind of let me know that they were going to build a Royal Enfield FT twin and actually try to go racing in America flat track. So taking the 650 motor and actually turning it into a race bike. So that's how the conversation started. And then it turned into, hey, we also want to start a slide school internationally with the Himalayan motorcycle, turning into the FT411, building little race kits for it. And then they asked me to come over to Goa for Rider Mania. And I got the chance to come over for the first time, introduce the bike, kind of see the culture over there and how everything is. And then we finally started getting more detailed on the race program. And about December, I flew over to England, rode the FT twin for the first time, which is the 650 and the custom frame, the concept bike that they launched at the ECMA and stuff like that. Got to ride that in England at a pretty amazing Air Force. It was an old Air Force base. So, I didn't get to ride on dirt, just got to go fast around a big Air Force base and kind of feel out the chassis and kind of give my input. So basically my position for Royal Enfield now is development rider for this flat track program. And then I'm going to race it, hopefully in 2020. We get to do some racing this year. Once the bike's developed, we get to go racing it and then, see where it goes from there. But then it also turned into helping with the slide school and then coming back over and launching it, with guys like yourself, with the journalists and, kind of get that going and build a program for that. Hopefully we can expand flat track across the country, starting with India, in a heavily way with Royal Enfield. So kind of brand ambassador as well in that sense, kickstarting the flat track school. So got me doing a lot of stuff. It's fun. I'm excited to be part of it. So it'll be pretty cool because, Royal Enfield hasn't really been involved with racing much. So it's a very unique opportunity for me to be the one kind of spearheading a racing operation with Royal Enfield and kind of giving my input. So, plan to go racing with it.
And we hope that you go and win on a factory-backed Royal Enfield motorcycle, because if you win, then they're going to bring flat track in a bigger way to India for sure.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I think it's going to be a process, but I'm up for the challenge. I actually have the record for the most different manufacturers to put into AFT main events. So,
brilliant.
So
yeah.
Cool.
You're the best man for the job. India's future in flat tracking is in your hands.
No pressure there.
No pressure at all. So with the lockdown in effect, a lot of us, including journalists, we have to work from home. So as a motorcycle racer, what do you do with your time at home? How do you spend it productively?
I'm pretty lucky. Like I said, I have a racetrack at my house. I have tractors, my motorcycles, so keeps me busy there. I also have a 3-acre blueberry farm, so I have to mow a lot of grass and prep that. But I've also been developing an online training school and kind of basing it around people not being able to get on their motorcycle right now and and ride, and not being able to go to a gym and using equipment that they typically are able to use. So I've been actually developing a program there and actually launched it April 10th, and we're on to our second week, already, and providing them the mental training, the physical training, neat opportunities where I get to ride a motorcycle and demonstrate stuff, and I get to break it down. A lot of visual stuff. And that's kind of how I've been spending a lot of my time recently, is just kind of helping develop that, so then we can still get other people training and keeping their mindset going.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. I mean, after listening to you, it feels like I've been doing nothing at home. So yeah, that's brilliant. And on behalf of everybody watching this, I would like to say that we are very jealous that you have your own racetrack in your backyard.
Yeah, well, I had to move out to the middle of nowhere and, buy a tractor and dig holes, because like where I live is in Florida, so the weather's really nice year round, but you also only have sand on the top layer. So I actually had to dig down about 8 foot in the ground and basically mine out clay to build my track. So if you would have said 8 months ago that I'm lucky, you would have been like, holy crap, because I just was nonstop digging holes and building track and going crazy. So yeah, I'm very lucky, but also it's like, man, it is a lot of work. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'll just sit on the computer and do these videos like this. It's a lot easier than that labor work that I would have to do. So no, it's awesome, and it's rewarding to be able to build a track and do that, and then be able to have this opportunity when stuff happens like this, which I didn't plan for. But every day I wake up, I'm like, man, I'm pretty fortunate. I'm excited to be in that position I am.
That's fair enough. And hats off to you for doing it. It's an inspiration for all of us. And so you've spent a lot of time with the FT Twins, and you spent a lot of time with the FT 411, right? And that is based on the Royal Enfield Himalayan. So what do you think of the Royal Enfield Himalayan as a motorcycle? Would you like to own one at some point in time?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm rocking the shirt already. Yeah. I'm a big fan of them. I think the neat thing is, here in the States, it's a lot cheaper motorcycle than your typical, KTM bike that's kind of similar, like the Duke or something like that. It's a very versatile motorcycle. It's very simple. To me, I'm a very simple kind of person. I'm not a guy that gets deep into what camshaft it has and why it has this valve. I'm just not a detailed guy. So I like the simplicity of the motorcycle, which I think is, I want to be able to walk out in the garage, hit the start button, and go for a ride. And I think that's what, this bike provides, that opportunity. And it also provides the opportunity to ride on the street, or then take it off road and go ride it. Cool places, like it's the whole name. I am now a big fan, and I want to get back and go ride the thing in the mountains over in India. And that kind of inspired me. So that's what I think is neat. But as a school bike, it's a very, I felt working with you guys 2 months ago now, I almost doing slide school, it showed me how, I wouldn't say easy it is to ride, but it was a very basic motorcycle that it didn't have too much power, wasn't too aggressive, that if you got on the gas, it didn't spin you around. But then also it was bigger than your normal mini bike that I put people on, like a KLX 140 or a TRF, little mini bike that I do usually have guys on. And they're so small that you don't get the same effect as a big full-size motorcycle. So you get the same effect as a full-size motorcycle, but without the reaction, getting on the gas too aggressively and having the power of like a 450, KTM that is just super aggressive. So it makes the learning process really, really smooth, and to me, worked really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The Royal Enfield Himalayan is a very simple but yet versatile motorcycle, and there's almost nothing that you can't do with it. Like you said, it goes anywhere, and you get up in the morning and you just start and it starts. It's a fun motorcycle. And like you said earlier, we would love to see you come back to Ridermania. I mean, we look forward to it. And I mean, the last time you were here, you put on such a great show that a lot of people were very, very, very moved by it. So do consider coming back this year as well, if everything goes well. Yeah.
Exactly, for sure.
And when I did the article about the flight school, and when I was talking about it with my friends, a lot of them told me, see, I'm a normal motorcyclist. I don't ride anywhere but on the road. So how will I benefit if I go to a flat track riding school? So could you tell our viewers what they stand to benefit if they go to a flat track school?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way I run my program and the way that I kind of built a program out for the guys in, at Big Rock, and I educated Nelly and those guys on teaching flat track over there it's basically just to teach you to be more in control of the motorcycle when something happens. So if it's raining and the bike starts to slide, when you're on the road, how to react. Understanding them or even feeling it before it happens. That's kind of the biggest thing for me is when you learn to flat track, you learn to kind of predict what's going to happen. So if you see this slick spot, you know it's going to be slick. So you could push the bike down, get on top of it, and slide through that slick spot, or you could hit it and know what to do once it starts to get sideways. So I think that's the biggest thing. It's just it just helps build your reaction sound and allows you to be more control of the bike and put the bike exactly where you want it. So, we worked on a lot with, with you guys when you were riding with, looking to where you want to go, not looking at target fixation, all stuff that applies to riding on the road that will help in situations when a tree branch falls out or a dog runs out on the road or a kid kicks a soccer ball. It's all stuff that you can, have your foot on the brake, ready to slow down when you need to and swerve, miss it, slide, miss it. That's kind of the neat thing. And, I've had a lot of people actually message me after school. So, what? I went riding. I was on the road and this happened. And just because you saved my life because, you taught me how to slide the motorcycle or do this. And when I ran off the road, I didn't panic. I just got on the rear brake, got the bike slowed down and did stuff like that. So I think that, it's basically the real benefit of riding flat track is just for your normal rider that rides on the road, even if they just go for a flat track school once just to experience it and add that riding education to their, their daily routine.
All right. Thank you, Johnny, for being such a wonderful guest on Bike India Pit Stop. And on behalf of the Bike India team and everybody who's watching this, we hope this corona pandemic passes as soon as possible and you go and win the flat track thing. So all the best.
Thank you. I look forward to it.